Let's begin by looking at Edward Thorndike. Edward Thorndike is the father of modern educational psychology and founder of behavioral psychology. So two special positions for this psychologist who worked for education in terms of student behaviors. Why do students, individuals, young children behave in whatever manner they behave in? Like most psychological studies, you cannot do work on human beings directly. Human beings cannot be used as guinea pigs to learn about how human beings behave or why they do certain things. And so, Thorndike also started his research with animals, rats. And what he did was he provided a stimulus and saw how the rats behaved. That is classical conditioning. So a particular stimulus led to a particular response. If the stimulus provided food or water, it continued to happen because obviously the animal was hungry and thirsty and needed food and water. If the stimulus was negative, for example, the animal got a mild electric shock, the animal wasn't interested in doing the same behavior again and again. And so you learn to avoid inappropriate behaviors and you learn to promote the appropriate behaviors. And that is the connection that the rats made, the animals that Thorndike worked with made. And that philosophy got transferred into the classroom. If animals can learn to copy, to continue, to go on and do appropriate behaviors long term and not indulge in or not do inappropriate behaviors long term, students can also do it. The key is, do the students see the connection between appropriate behavior that could lead to a reward or an inappropriate behavior that could lead to punishment? Once that connection is seen, students will, individuals will, young people will learn to behave in appropriate ways. So learning from animals transformed classrooms, moved into classrooms, and we've seen today now that students change behaviors when teachers appropriately use the system of connection, making the young child understand why this is being rewarded and why that is not being rewarded. In 1928, Thorndike conducted his first major study with adults. After working for years with animals, replicating, duplicating his experiments and studies, making sure that nothing was going to go wrong once he moved from animals to human beings. Because when you work with human beings, you really want 0% error. You don't want human beings getting too bad or dying or negativities happening, because then no human being is going to volunteer for experimental purposes. So it took Thorndike years of study and work on animals before he conducted his first major study with human adults in 1928. So what is Edward Thorndike's connectionism? It is defined as learning a connection or association of an increasing number of habits. Yes, once you see the connection between one thing and two things and three things, the connection should expand. It should grow. And as connections grow, because that is how human beings survive in society, connections have to grow. But the important thing is for people to understand how these connections are associated, what they contribute for the individual and for others. So more complicated associations means higher levels of understanding. When connections go beyond just one straight linear parameter, when they go off in different directions, in different angles, then higher order thinking and higher order learning is happening. What Edward Thorndike finally did was he based his work, he looked at his work, he understood his work clearly, and then gave 3 laws of learning. We will look at the 3 laws soon. What these 3 laws simply indicate is a summary, a synopsis of Thorndike's work, and all 3 laws can be applied to all students in our classrooms even today.